Hey Bungle, nice to see you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bungle, hope you're doing well and I hope you're having a great day. Today we are going over Enlisted, the World War II free-to-play first-person shooter, and much requested, much talked about is, hey Bungle, why don't you cover the event vehicle that you can get in the invasion of Normandy, the P-47D-22 Razorback. Now please note, if you're watching this video in the near future or whatever, and you're wondering how can I get this vehicle, well, this is part of the event series that Enlisted does. You do a series of tasks and everything like that, and after doing the task for a certain set of time, you get rewarded vehicles, and one of these reward vehicles is this P-47D-22 Razorback. Now, what I do here on my channel, if you're a new viewer, possibly a new subscriber, well, I'll give you an overview, kind of telling you, hey, what this is it good? What does it do? What's its role? Next, talk about its performance. How does it perform? Is it good? Is it bad? And lastly, is it worth it? So, without further ado, let's begin. Start off with an overview. All right, this is a level 18, level 1-8. You need to reach level 18 in order to use this aircraft, because this only is an attacker aircraft, which is unlocked at level 18 of the United States campaign level, the A-20G, and you can basically, it's an attack pilot level 1, all right? And that's kind of one of the big issues with this event when it came out, and people were like, well, I just got it, and I can't use it, and it's like, well, yeah, because you have to research, be all the way to level 18. Now, kind of my thing is, is that right? Is that wrong? Well, sort of, it makes sense that it's an attacker pilot level 1. Personally, they should have just kind of threw it in. They already had a bunch of fighter aircraft like the P-51C-10, which is just garbage. It plays like garbage. And an early P-38. Could have thrown a bone to the free-to-play player, or, the newer players that are coming into Enlisted by having his aircraft like right away at the start. Me personally, this is kind of like a bone to veterans in a way. But if you're a new player like this aircraft, you're going to have to grind to level 18 to use it. Now, of course, we're going to go down into the performance and talk about, all right, so grinding all the way to level 18, right? It's going to be a little rough because the United States doesn't really have any good, aircraft at the beginning until you get to that level. And there's A-20G, and then there's this. So what does this bring to the table that the A-20G doesn't? Well, for one, you get 8 times 12.7 millimeter M2 machine guns. Now, these are mounted in the wings, and of course, you may be wondering, okay, well, the A-20G gets some machine guns in the front. True, but this aircraft is more agile. In addition to it, you get 6 times M8 rockets and 1 times 500-pound bomb. So basically, you can do a close air support, fly in. I highly recommend doing this with M8 rockets, and I'll explain later on, why I'm kind of not really a fan of this compared to the later P-47, is that with the M8 rockets, they don't hit as hard as HFARs do. And with M8 rockets, you have to get close to the target. Like, you cannot launch them from far away. You have to be close, like get in really close, launch your rockets to get a good blast radius and get some kills, then drop your 500-pound bomb. And also the 8 times 12.7 or the 50 cal is great at dealing with aircraft. This aircraft is great. You can run in, bomb, do your bomb run, and in addition, if you're seeing a BF-110 fly around and try to dogfight with you, or you see a GU-1888, the German bomber, medium bomber, whatever, fly by, you can go after that and shoot it down. It has the dogfighting capabilities. Now, you may be wondering, oh, can this dogfight a BF-109? Whatever. I mean, that all comes if you get the jump on the BF-109. If the BF-109 already has a jump on you, you're going to have a hard time trying to win that dogfight. Same with a Focke-Wulf 190. Now, moving on. Is this worth it? Is it worth picking up? In my opinion, two things I probably could see you all asking is, one, what's the difference between using this and the A-20G? And then two, how does it relate to its, the P-47D-28, which you unlock at level 27 in the campaign tree? So starting off with level 1, all right, why would I use this over the A-20G? Well, the A-20G, back I think 2 or 3 months ago, before the great, aircraft nerf that happened in Enlisted, is that the A-20G, GU-1888, bomber, bombing aircraft in general wrecked the game. Like, you would be able to just fly by, do a carpet bomb run, like Call of Duty Black Ops, the first one. You call in a carpet bomb, you just fly in the battlefield, drop your bombs, you just get like an insane kill streak. It was insane. Like, at one point, I got like 30 plus kills doing it. As a result, and I'm kind of like, I don't, me personally, I'm in the camp of like, I really did like the bombing runs because it was kind of helpful and like carrying some teams, like especially if your team is getting like clobbered. If you manage to come by with the A-20G and wipe out like the entire German team, like you're really like carrying that team with that. But now I kind of reduced it to the point like you drop a 500-pound bomb and it's like, the soldiers are in a certain, like the way they calculate it just doesn't really make sense to me. I have times in Berlin when I kneel and the bomb's right in front of me and I hide behind cover and I'm alive and it's like a 500-pound bomb. I'm like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Problem is, A-20G isn't where it's at. You know, you can carve a bomb, but you're not gonna. You get the same amount of kills you would, if not better, with the P-47D-22 Razorback. And in addition to it, you have the capabilities to dogfight. A-20G is a flying brick. So if you're trying to dogfight with, a BF-109 or even a BF-110, like it's going to be really hard to do that. Where it's really easy to do it with the P-47, and it's really easy to go on and attack enemies. Now, the second step is, okay, can you take one of these out in the battle? You can take out another P-47? Yes, you can take out both. I took out both. And this is a precursor to the level 27 P-47. And there's, kind of main differences I observed. There's one, this aircraft is slower than the P-47D-28, less maneuverable. It's just like driving a soccer car, mom van, and then jumping into a Ferrari and then driving. There's like totally a big difference. And, these are both good aircraft. They're not bad. They're very good. This is a very good event vehicle. I really enjoyed it. Of all the event vehicles that Enlisted has done so far, this one's been really enjoyable and just makes the Normandy lineup just even better. But, personally looking at it, the H-bars is the big factor. Like the bombs got nerfed. Enlisted, in my opinion, screwed up the bomb thing. Just because, maybe they turned it down a little bit, but, the fact you do a bomb run and you can only, kill one person with it, especially with the A-20G, which can happen, yeah, it gets frustrating. It's where the rockets make the difference. And H-bars remind me, if you play, Call of Duty, Ghost back in the day, remember the space satellite or the space weapon Odin that would just, launch tungsten rods down and just explode everywhere from a distance? H-bars are the same way. You can just be far away, just launch them and it just wipes out the enemy team. It's insane. And I got some footage of it going on too, and it's just it's just frustrating that the bombs just don't really have that effect as they used to. They used to be a really big deterrent and a great way of taking out tanks, but now you can drop a 500-pound bomb near a Panzer and it's like a coin toss if it's actually going to explode and kill it or not. So it's just kind of frustrating, whereas if you play War of Thunder and you do certain things with a 500-pound bomb, it's normally going to blow up a tank, whereas in Enlisted it's like a coin toss. So I think they kind of nerfed it too hard. I really hope they kind of balance it back, but getting back to it, the P-47 is a great platform. Normandy, in my opinion, I think Enlisted is that's kind of like the main campaign. You can see with additions of new premium vehicles and squads and everything being dedicated to Invasion of Normandy. I think probably from their play statistics, it's probably the most played campaign. And like I said, I highly recommend getting this vehicle if you can get it and putting it in your lineup. Using it over the A-20G, it will carry you all the way. And then once you get the P-47 and this, man, I was on top of my team just using this aircraft. It's really good. So I've reached this point in the video. New viewer, possibly new subscriber. Well, I hope today is the day that I earn your subscription. Having you sub and mash that like button does help me with the YouTube algorithm. Returning sub, returning viewer. Let's be honest, none of you watch my videos. None of you do. But hashtag Pokemon Go. If you ever played Pokemon Go on your phone, remember the craze when everyone would go out there and play Pokemon Go and run around and do that? It's kind of crazy seeing how Pokemon went. Also, you've been seeing the leaks coming out right now for the Pokemon Diamond. Kind of what the heck? I always played, I'm not really a Gen 1 person with Kanto and all that, but it kind of got me annoyed how Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu had an orchestrated soundtrack, and Diamond's been my bread and butter, and they remade it, and it sounds kind of exactly the same. Kind of frustrating, but I guess Kanto's the one that put Pokemon on the map anyway, so I guess it gets a special treatment. Other than that, I hope you all have a great day. Take care.